Good afternoon and welcome to Bond University's 87th graduation. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our Chancellor, Dr. Helen Nugent, AO.
Ladies and gentlemen, graduates, it also gives me enormous pleasure to welcome you to this afternoon's graduation ceremony. I acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, and I pay my respects to their elders, both past and present. Graduation is certainly one of those incredibly important milestones in your life. It is the culmination of years of learning, of sacrifice, particularly by the parents, and discipline. And for the graduates, at least, I hope it has also been a lot of fun at times as well. Wherever you go from here, can I urge you, never stop learning. Bond is a relatively young university, and we are continuing to learn and to grow as a university of world standing. Our students are making a name for themselves in many of their respective fields, and can I just for a moment give you a few of those examples. Continuing a remarkable winning streak, Bond Law students have again triumphed in the international mooting arena. In February, law students Sarah Traynor and India Duncan won the D.H. Haresh Memorial Government Law College International Law Moot Court competition in India. This makes 4 wins in international legal competitions within the last 12 months. This is a remarkable achievement by anyone's standards, no matter what the university. And to those students and to their lecturers and to their tutors, I say a profound congratulations. A truly amazing achievement. We are incredibly proud of you. Let me turn from the sublime to slightly amusing. Bachelor of Computer Games student Saxon Cameron developed an iPad app for overactive Gen Y cats. His app has attracted a global audience of pet lovers with 25,000 downloads within the first month of launching. Law and International Relations student Jenny Leo received in 2012 a Prime Minister's Australia Asia Award to study overseas. Jenny's achievement marks the second time a Bond University student has been recognised by a Prime Minister's Australia Asia Award. Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences student Samantha Strauss won a Logie Award for Most Outstanding Children's Program for her television series on ABC3, Dance Academy. Former film and television students Shannon Marinko and Lee Zachariah developed a 6-part TV series called The Bazura Project that aired on the ABC at the end of 2011. We are justifiably proud of all our students and their successes. Your lecturers and tutors, classmates, and all of us on stage today wish you all the very, very best for the future, and I certainly extend to you my heartfelt congratulations. We look forward to hearing of your success beyond today. Congratulations on your graduation, and my very, very sincerest best wishes for the future. Ladies and gentlemen, I now have the very great honour and privilege to introduce our guest speaker, the Honourable Geoff Davies, AO. Geoff Davies was appointed to the bench of the newly established Court of Appeal of Queensland on the 16th of December 1991. He was, from 1994 to 1996, chairman of the Litigation Reform Commission, which was charged with reforming procedure, both civil and criminal, in Queensland. Now, if we go back in time and say, how did Geoff get there? Geoff was admitted to the bar in 1962, where he rapidly developed a wide and extensive practice. He took silk in 1976, and from 1986 practiced exclusively in appellate jurisdictions, including appearing in many very high-profile High Court of Australia and Privy Council matters of constitutional and commercial significance. From 1989, he was the Solicitor General for the state of Queensland. Indeed, the very first member of the private bar to hold that position. At the same time, he retained a private practice. He was president of the Queensland Bar Association from 1987 to 89, president of the Australian Bar Association from 1987 to 88, and at the time of his appointment to the Court of Appeal, a Vice President of the Law Council of Australia. He was also a member of the Council of the Royal Australian College of Surgeons from 2005 to 2010. Recognising his distinguished service, in 2003 he was appointed an Officer of the Order of Australia for service to the judiciary and to the legal profession, particularly in the area of reform. He has an honorary doctorate from the Queensland University of Technology, and we're not going to hold that against him, for services to the law, law reform and legal education, and has been made an honorary life member of the Australian Institute of Judicial Administration for services to law, reform and legal education. Geoff retired from the Court of Appeal in 2005, and in the same year was appointed as Commissioner of the Queensland Public Hospitals Commission of Inquiry, which I'm sure you're all familiar with. He is presently a Judge of the Court of Appeal of Brunei Darussalam, an adjunct professor in the T.C. Byrne Law School at the University of Queensland, and Chairman of Queensland Advocacy Inc. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the Honourable Geoff Davies, AO.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of the academic staff, parents and friends of graduating students, and most importantly of all, the graduating students. This is not the first occasion on which I've spoken at a graduation function, and I have to confess to you that they haven't all been entirely happy ones. A few years ago, I was asked to speak at a graduation dinner. Now, those of you who've attended such dinners would know that the after-dinner speaker's task can be a very daunting one. By the time he or she gets up to speak, the noise level has risen alarmingly and the standard of decorum has declined greatly. However, on the occasion in question, my speech appeared to go reasonably well. The students listened to my so-called words of wisdom, and they laughed at my pathetic attempts at humour. However, at the end of the night, when the president of the student body was escorting me to my car, he asked me, to my great surprise, how much I intended to charge. I reassured him immediately and said there had been no such intention, and that it was a great pleasure for me to have spoken to the students. He looked relieved and said, "Thanks very much. We don't have a lot of money, and we're saving up so that next year we can get a really good speaker." I like to think that he didn't mean that in quite the way in which it came out, but one can never be sure. I'd like first to tell you something about some beliefs which I had about practice in the law when I was, like you, a newly graduated student, and how those beliefs have changed as I matured and learnt more about how it actually worked. I'd then like to say something about responsibility. The responsibility which you and I have, I believe, as law graduates to the wider community. But more of that later. When I was a student, I read with admiration stories about the great jury advocates and their capacity for emotional persuasion and cross-examination. By that I mean their power to sell their client's case to the judge or jury and their capacity to persuade or trick witnesses into saying black or grey when they meant to say white. But I soon came to doubt whether emotional persuasion ever achieves a just result, except by accident. Moreover, although it may work with a jury, I doubt whether emotional persuasion ever really succeeds with a judge. You may hear, as I did, stories about barristers who claimed success in court because of their ability to flatter judges. For example, to say with an air of sincerity, when a judge makes a fatuous remark, I'm greatly indebted to Your Honour, or Your Honour has expressed the point I was grasping for with your usual admirable clarity. But judges tend to view with suspicion appeals to their emotion. Some might even say that judges don't have emotions to appeal to. It's difficult to eliminate emotional persuasion from jury trials, particularly criminal jury trials. And it's difficult to criticise a criminal barrister for appealing to the emotions of a jury when the liberty of his client is at stake. But we've never permitted in Australia the extent of emotional advocacy sometimes permitted in the United States. In one case there, and in fairness I should say, it was quite some time ago, and it happened in the Deep South, the Supreme Court of Tennessee was asked to rule on whether a new trial should be granted because an advocate had cried. Without even a hint of irony, Their Honour said that tears had always been considered legitimate arguments before a jury, and it would appear to be one of the natural rights of counsel which no court or constitution could take away. Indeed, they said, if counsel had them at command, it might be seriously questioned whether it was not within his professional duty to shed them whenever proper occasion arose. An American cynic once said, sincerity is a wonderful thing. If you can fake that, you've got it made. That, it seems to me, is the philosophy of emotional persuasion, whether one's talking about selling cars or real estate or persuading a judge or jury. I hope I don't sound too righteous if I say that that is not an admirable philosophy. It didn't take long for me to change my view on that question. This brings me to a more fundamental way in which my views about legal practice have changed. When I was at university, we were told that the adversarial system, developed for common law juries, was the best system yet devised for arriving at the truth. And for quite a few years after I commenced practice, which was in civil, not criminal law, I continued to believe that, or perhaps I should say more accurately, I never doubted it. Because our adversary system was designed for trial by jury, it became a combative system, a slightly more civilised version of trial by battle, in which both sides came to a dispute as adversaries, each usually with a paid advocate, each trying to prove that his or her side is right and the other is wrong. And as I discovered, initially to my surprise, this often results in unfairness. The richer litigant could always afford the better lawyer and to spend more time and money in preparing his or her case than the poorer opponent. Moreover, the partisan nature of our adversarial system tended to make partisans of the witnesses, those chosen by the parties, even expert witnesses. witnesses tend to take sides. Instead of giving their independent recollection of events or their honest opinions, they are, at least unconsciously, and I stress unconsciously, biased in favour of the party for whom they're giving evidence. It's for this reason that in the American system, expert witnesses are known as saxophones. The idea being that the lawyer plays the tune, manipulating the expert witness to sound the desired notes. And so I've come to believe that if our system were less adversarial, it would be fairer between parties of unequal bargaining power, it would be cheaper, and it would be more likely to reach an objectively truthful result. And I've come to believe that generally there are better ways of resolving disputes than by litigation. Mediation is now an important part of the work of many lawyers, and so it should be. An agreed solution to a problem has many advantages over a solution by judgment. I'm sure you appreciate by now that I've mentioned these changes in view not just to reminisce, but nor have I mentioned them in order to persuade you that my views are correct. What I do want to urge upon you is not to go into the legal system accepting every aspect of it without question. You are the lawyers of the future. The way in which our legal system develops and changes in the future will depend on you. It's by no means perfect, and if you think that in some way or other it doesn't deliver justice according to law, because it's unfair, or because it's too costly, or because it doesn't reach a truthful result, then you should try to do something about it. This brings me to the second point of my talk to you this afternoon, the responsibility which you and I have to the wider community. It's an unfortunate consequence of our materialistic society that success tends to be equated with making money, and the legal profession is not immune to that. Indeed, I sometimes have the impression that more time is spent talking about billable hours than about doing justice according to law or improving access to law by those most in need. So far I've been addressing you on the assumption that you'll be entering the legal profession. I know that is unlikely to be the case, so what I want to say now is intended for all of you, including those who intend to enter some field of endeavour other than the practice of the law. I don't believe you will ever be entirely happy in whatever career you choose unless you believe that you are doing something worthwhile. I don't mean by that money is not important in securing your happiness and that of your family. Of course it is. But I don't believe you will ever achieve real satisfaction in whatever career you choose unless you can be truly satisfied that what you are doing is for the benefit of the wider community, not just for you. Some years ago, that great statesman and intellectual Václav Havel gave a speech which he entitled "The Responsibility of Intellectuals." Now, I wouldn't be so arrogant as to describe you or me as intellectuals, but my message is much the same as his, that with privilege comes responsibility. You have had the privilege of an outstanding education, a privilege which I'm sure in many cases comes at considerable financial sacrifice by you or your parents or both. All of this imposes on you, on us, a responsibility of citizenship and public service of which we can be proud. In whatever you choose to do, I hope that you will think for yourself, that you will persist in what you think is right, and that you will assume a responsibility of service to your fellow citizens, especially those less fortunate than you. But most of all, I hope that you will enjoy whatever you choose to do. I wish you all good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think with that address from the Honourable Geoff Davies, we can see what a great and inspiring leader he is, why he has risen in the way he has through the ranks of the judicial system. It is an inspiring message. It is a message that says, look after others, think for yourself. We know as Bondies, you have been trained to do that. Geoff's message is also one of giving back to society, and I too urge you, in the words that he has said, to take that message to heart and realise the importance of giving back. I know that you are equal to that challenge. In the meantime, however, I ask you to join me once again in thanking the Honourable Geoff Davies.
Will the graduands please stand? Chancellor, I wish to present the following graduands who are in attendance today for admission to awards of Bond University. From the Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences, 94 graduands. From the Faculty of Law, 56 graduands. Chancellor, I certify to you and to the University that the graduands have satisfied the requirements for admission to the award for which they are being presented.
With the authority of Council, I hereby admit to the awards for which you have qualified. I also admit to their awards those candidates listed in the graduation program who are unable to be with us today.
Will the graduates please be seated?
I now invite the Dean of the Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences to join me in congratulating each of his graduates as they are presented.
Chancellor, I present graduates from the Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Chelsea Lynn Baker. Tristan Raphael Brooks-Perrin. Vicky Kersey. Emilia June McNamara. Dominic Vince Mussolino. Sunniva Paulson. Sophie Julie Pearson. Julian Francesco Penisi. Jesselyn Tuffan. Jong Ray. For the Bachelor of Communication, Fahd Al-Sharif. Tiffany Mercedes Breed. Regina Brown. Vanessa Ann Budgeon. Sally Morris. Sun Tien. Alan Ormond Douglas White. Courtney Lauren Wilkie. For the degree of Bachelor of Communications, Business, Julia Badalotti. Rebecca Ann Coleman. Lauren E. Dunn. Paris Julie Findley. Fu Haixia. Hugh Grover. Jessie Jatka. Amelia Morris. Maxine Carol Ortega. Jacqueline Grace Taylor. For the degree of Bachelor of Computer Games, Danielle Bailey. Brandon Thomas Cooper Wilson. Sophie Rossetti. Matthew Westcott. For the Bachelor of Counselling, Jean Pamela Nixon. For the Bachelor of Film and Television, Jennifer Axiak. Jessica Sally Colwell. Dallas Davidson. Melissa Fernandez. James Christopher Fitchett. Brandon Julian Gardner. James Henry. Adam Jiwa. Jerome Paul Raymond Rolt. Reuben George Sutherland Ross. Cody Aaron Peter Talbot. Shay Walton. Pia Caroline Wersu. Alan James Wolford. William Zane. For the Bachelor of International Relations, Leo Martin Balboni. David Colin Batt. Madison Sophie Cassidy. Josephine Mary Colohan. Caleb Shea Connor. Rachel Jessica Howard. Maximilian Walters. For the Bachelor of International Relations Business, Caroline Marie Isabel Floor. Daniil Oniskev. Jared Robert Trussler. For the degree of Bachelor of Multimedia Design, Mass Communication, Adam James Bain. For the Bachelor of Social Science, Criminology, Gemma Lee Campbell. Elif Girgan. Yolandi Huntingdon. Gregory Michael Ivers. Ariana Jamak. Kimberly Amanda Lennon. Amelia Stone. For the Bachelor of Social Science Psychology, Shari Christine Fletcher. Amra Halilovic. Tegan Marie Hopkins. Brett Kagan. Gitsidale Nemetso Marope Makaila. Natalie Russell. For the Bachelor of Social Science Psychology Honours with First Class Honours, Amy Bannatyne. For the Graduate Certificate in TESOL, Recep Utku. Melissa Wright. For the Graduate Diploma of Psychology, Rachel McEntee. For the Postgraduate Diploma in Counselling, Alex Leslie Close. For the Postgraduate Diploma in Counselling combined with the Postgraduate Diploma in Behaviour Management, Mari Steinmetz. For the Postgraduate Diploma of Psychology, Tara Louise Cooper. Sandra Ogier Denis de Colleur. Catherine Porter. Olivia Anastasia Simons. Crystal Elise Symes. For the Master of Arts by Coursework, Hilda Isabel Artiega Troll. Johan Octavirani. Philip Roskopf. Tan Shifeng. For the degree of Master of Communication Advertising, Christopher Fatland Lee. And Kelsey Seeger. For the Master of Communication Business, Emma Eliza Blair. For the Master of Communication, Corporate Communication, Catherine Ann Malloy. For the Master of Communication, Public Relations, Ellen Johansson Lingstad. For the Master of International Relations Business, Travis Smith. For the Master of Psychology Forensic, Nathan Stewart Brooks.
I now invite the Dean of the Faculty of Law to join me in congratulating each of her graduates as they are presented.
Chancellor, I present graduates from the Faculty of Law. For the degree of Bachelor of Business Law, Harry Lumsden. For the Bachelor of Laws, India Joy Bevacqua. Peter John Clayton. Juliana Marie Cuda. Amanda Jeanette Dwyer. Brendan Fabia. Julie Alice Fox. Blake Terence Fraser. Louise Marie Hamilton. Christy Alicia Hartman. Katrina Rose Karsberg. Sarah Jasmine Kafruni. Navneet Mali. Samuel Peter Orton. George Constantine Pharmacis. Giselle Rigobello Reed. Claire Frances Shulver. Anna Kathleen Stewart. Alexandra Elise Stradom. Jessica Thomas. And Madeline Claire Walsh. For the Bachelor of Laws, combined with the Bachelor of Communication Business, Danielle D'Aquino. For the Bachelor of Laws, combined with the Bachelor of Business, Joshua Andrew Francis. For the Bachelor of Laws, combined with the Bachelor of International Relations Business, Alexandra Louise Gowdy. For the Bachelor of Laws, combined with the Bachelor of Commerce, Taylor Jordan McPhail. For the Bachelor of Laws, combined with the Bachelor of International Relations, Ellen Kate Norton. Bachelor of Laws, combined with Bachelor of Arts, Rebecca Jane Nilsson. Bachelor of Laws, combined with Bachelor of Social Sciences, Ruby Oldham. Bachelor of Laws, combined with Bachelor of Commerce, Chad Surplus. Bachelor of Laws, combined with Bachelor of Commerce, Andrew James Stewart. Bachelor of Laws, combined with Bachelor of Commerce, Daniela Jeanette Stutt. Bachelor of Laws, combined with Bachelor of Communication Business, Sophie Margaret Wish. Bachelor of Laws with Second Class Honours Division B, Laura Hall. Robert Ian Ormsby. Belinda Patterson. Bachelor of Laws with Second Class Honours Division B, combined with Bachelor of International Relations, Cale Jordan Davis. Bachelor of Laws, Second Class Honours, Division B, combined with Bachelor of Commerce, Jaskunwa Gill. Bachelor of Laws, Second Class Honours, Division B, combined with Bachelor of Commerce, Catherine Deborah Phillips. Bachelor of Laws with Second Class Honours Division A, Jacqueline Ann Kyle. Paul Conway. Claire Walczak. For the Bachelor of Laws with Second Class Honours Division A, combined with the Bachelor of Commerce, Joel Daniel Bourgeot. For the Postgraduate Diploma in Legal Practice, Tariro Yashi Sheila Faith Mushosho. And Marinus Vlaskamp. For the degree of Juris Doctor, Julie Chan. Johann Sebastian Contreras. Bronwyn Ann Coulthart. Michelle Teresa Felderhoff. Ashley Beryl Hilton. Brendan Joseph Neist. Zheng Yiqun. Philip Matthew Zucker. For the Juris Doctor with Second Class Honours Division A, Austin Brian Kneller. Melissa Langsford. Kim Martin. For the Master of Laws, International Trade Law, Emma Marie Brockhurst. Chancellor, James Parfitt has been chosen to deliver the Valedictory Address on behalf of all students graduating this afternoon. He is also graduating with the degree of Master of Communications. James will now deliver his valedictory address.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, faculty and general staff members, fellow graduates, family and friends, good afternoon. May I start by congratulating my fellow graduates, both those present today as well as those who sadly could not attend. Whilst this ceremony has lasted slightly more than an hour, the qualifications that we now hold will endure for the rest of our lives. They are a testament to the knowledge that we have gained, the perseverance that we have shown, the academic achievements we've attained at Bond University. They are also a reflection of the hard work and dedication of our world-class academic team here at Bond, who consistently inspire us to exceed the standards required of university education. There is no doubt that hard work is a key to success at Bond, and I'm sure by now we have all amassed countless hours in the libraries, the Multimedia Learning Centre, and of course, Bond's infamous BAT Labs. Whilst all-night assignment writing, back-to-back group meetings, and frantic studying for early morning exams have now become a way of life here, they are also symbolic of the work ethic we maintain at Bond. There are very few universities worldwide that offer the accelerated courses similar to the ones we take here. Having now completed my 10th academic semester in under 4 years, and having at most a 5-week break in between semesters, and just a 2-week break back in 2010 between taking the final exams of my bachelor's degree and commencing my master's program, I can tell you as well as anybody that this university can be rather challenging. Visit campus around week 11, and you understand exactly what I mean by challenging. Although long vacations may seem attractive, with hindsight, I would not wish the Bond experience to be any different. Intense semesters are merely one of the many ways this university prepares its students for the real world. If we can cope with a demanding year-round workload, tight deadlines, and short vacations, we'll certainly be equipped to handle the ever-increasing demands of the modern work environment. Bond students are known, nevertheless, to play as hard as we work. Not only do we have the beautiful Gold Coast beaches and the lively surfers' paradise close at hand, but also we have our own well-established sports and social programs, week-long Bond Stock festivities each September, and of course, Thursday nights at Don's Tavern. I must profess my thanks and admiration to those students who managed to combine an intensive course of study with planning and executing an exciting range of events for us all to enjoy each semester. But of course, there's another important factor that sets Bond apart from other universities, and that is its culture. As soon as we join Bond, we are instantly embraced as Bondies, offering a lifelong membership to an international and highly diverse community. At larger universities with multiple campuses, you can easily get lost in the crowd, but the smaller student population here creates a tight-knit and very friendly community. Whenever you walk across campus, you're bound to see familiar faces, regardless of age or faculty, undergrad or postgrad, first semester or 10th semester. There's no hierarchy here. Everyone's a Bondie. And whilst the continuous stream of, hey, how's it going, can easily result in a late arrival at class, it also creates a very friendly, welcoming, and approachable university for everyone, particularly for international students who may only have just arrived in Australia or have English as a second or even third language. As an international student myself, yes, I know coming from England isn't very international in the context of Australia, but in common with many other students from overseas, I do not feel like an international student here at Bond. With approximately 40% of our entire student body coming from abroad, be that the Canadians studying law, the Norwegians who seem to love film and TV, the Europeans and Asians who feature heavily across all of our faculties, and the large groups of American students that we gladly receive twice a year. We international students certainly feel welcome and very much at home amongst the local Aussie Bondies. When you think about it, Bond is the ultimate international university, and this creates something really special. Offering international experiences for both Australian and overseas students is an interesting dynamic that I believe you'd be hard-pressed to find elsewhere. Wherever you call home, when you step onto Bond campus, you enter international waters. Our faculty members bring their experience from around the world. Our students all originate from corners across the globe. Our education system is admired internationally. And our broad range of internships and exchanges abroad open us up to the global community. I often feel that our group meetings here are similar to UN conferences, with delegates from across the world working together towards a common goal. But we probably actually do handle our conflicts slightly better here than the UN. Overall, though, this is a fantastic opportunity for all of us. Everybody has something that they can contribute to or learn from members of another culture. Offering such an international experience, Bond has provided all of us with a beyond borders global perspective that we need to be successful in today's business environment, and has prepared us professionally and culturally to work anywhere that we desire in the world. And this all comes in addition to the knowledge and skills that we have gained from our academic studies. So as we leave the ceremony today, pausing in front of the arch for our obligatory photo in cap and gown, remember, we take away from Bond not only our academic qualifications, but all that we have gained from our entire Bond experience. We have a high quality and well-balanced education. We have learnt to work hard and play hard. And we take our place as part of an incredibly international community. The world truly is our oyster. But most importantly, everything that we do from this day onwards, everything that we contribute to local or international communities in our future professional or personal lives, we do as Bondies, for we are Bondies for life. I hope that you all share my pride in belonging to this unique group, and I wish you all the greatest success and happiness in your future lives. Thank you.
Thank you, James. As James said, this is his second graduation from Bond. In 2010, he graduated with a Bachelor of Multimedia Design with an overall GPA of 3 and a cumulative percentage average of 80%. James has 3 times appeared on the Vice-Chancellor's list for academic excellence. Today, in his speech, he has captured what it means to be a Bondie. That work hard, but definitely play hard spirit, that sense of community, that the international dimension, as long as, and I love the expression, the Aussie Bondies, I'm going to borrow that, James, really does capture this place. Since I've been Chancellor, I've learned to ask people, our graduates, not people, our graduates, our alumni, what did they find? What was Bond like? What was the experience like? I don't hesitate to ask that question in front of everyone, and everyone has the same answer. almost word for word, and I don't think we programmed you to say it. The words are always, "We loved it. We loved it." That is they are words that I don't think you hear from many other universities, and I've seen a number over the years. We loved it. And I think today James has captured why you loved it. Can you join me in thanking James for his valedictory address? I now call upon the Vice-Chancellor and President to read the Bond University charge to the graduates.
Will the graduates please stand? I charge you as graduates of Bond University to demonstrate at all times the highest moral and ethical standards, to apply and to continue to extend your learning to the benefit of society, to strive through your actions to promote the universal worth of all people, to pursue the highest standards in all of your endeavours so that, in fulfilling your personal goals and human responsibilities, you add to the standing of your university, and to support and uphold your university and its alumni through engagement with the Bond Alumni Organisation and through your personal commitment. You may now be seated. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure and my duty to formally close proceedings here today. First, on behalf of the academic faculty here at Bond, our teachers and our tutors, our professional and support staff, I convey our sincere and heartfelt congratulations to each of today's graduates and trust that their days at Bond will serve them well for the inevitable challenges that lie ahead. To our graduates, we do wish you well and much success in whatever pathway and career you choose to pursue. We're proud of your achievements to date. There will be many people in this room who are more proud than we are, and they are your family and close friends. I think it would be remiss of the university not to recognise the magnificent support, contribution and steadfastness of your family, your friends and your supporters in assisting you through this journey. So I will ask the graduates to join with us in a round of applause to acknowledge your family and friends. Now, by and large, you've been a very patient audience and you've been a very respectful audience. But graduates, you are actually now allowed to make a bit of noise. So, congratulate yourself, and on behalf of everyone here, ladies and gentlemen, let's make a bit of noise for our graduates.